Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing great. Today we are going to talk about geopolitical economy of South Asia, that why South Asia is important geopolitically and geostrategically. We discussed in the previous class as well. But geopolitically and geoeconomically, why this region is important and how this region is playing a very important role in the global politics. So let me tell you, first of all, that South Asia is considered as the most dangerous place on planet Earth. The reason that it is nuclear weapons, there are two nuclear weapon states, India and Pakistan, and they share border. And this border, sharing is very, very dangerous. Why? Because they also share many unresolved issues. Like, for example, Kashmir issue, you got the water issue now associated with Kashmir. Along with that, you also got some Siachen issue, Sir Creek issue, terrorism and extremism, covert operations, proxy wars, so blame game, and all these issues are still there. So which makes this region the most dangerous region in the world, because anything happens in this region, any war happens in this region, would have far-reaching implications not only for this region but also for the global economies. So in the previous class, let me give you a snapshot that we discussed that Pakistan is located in a very peculiar position, and it is surrounded by four regions. For example, China, East Asia, then you got India, South Asia. Through Afghanistan, you are connected with Central Asia, and through Iran and Arabian Sea, you are connected with West Asia. So this was the prime location of Pakistan. But in this lecture, we are going to talk about, as a whole, importance of South Asia, that why South Asia is important not only for this region, but also for the other countries. Let's have a quickly, look at their population. Population means the market. I told you before in the previous class as well, that when we talk about population, it is market, which is attractive for the external world. So Pakistan is a very attractive market. It is more than 2.207 billion. According to other estimates, it is 224 million population. Taqriban 22-24 crore population, which is an attractive market for the other countries like United States of America, like European Union, of course, China, and many other countries in the world. Secondly, India is sitting at the top with the 1.39 billion population, 1.39 crore population, which is growing, and which is also very important population. So when you talk about 1.39 billion population, you mean market for the external countries, external powers. For example, United States of America is the leading, you can say, partner of the India. Then you got European countries, they are also engaged with India. Russians are also in close ties with India. Even China is also having huge trade with India. And then you got Afghanistan with 37 million population, a small population, and the country is also suffering. So the geopolitical condition of Afghanistan is chaotic, volatile. It is suffering from civil wars, it is suffering from external aggressions, and now it is suffering because of the Taliban regime and internal factors. Then you got another important country in this region, which is Bangladesh. It is sitting on 167 million population, and this population is also very, I think, good population, because they are contributing a lot in their economic growth. So their economic growth, GDP nominal, is much better than Pakistan. Then you got smaller countries like Bhutan, Nepal, Maldives, Sri Lanka. They got smaller populations, and they are not that significant in the economic integration of South Asia with other countries. But as a whole, if we conclude, India is the most important country in South Asia when it comes to population, because of the manpower, labor force which they contribute. Secondly, you got Pakistan, Bangladesh. They are also leading, you can say, populations. And these three countries are, you can say, the most important countries of South Asia, geopolitically, geoeconomically. So if you look at the economies of these countries, Bangladesh is 416 billion, and their GDP purchasing power parity is 1.70 trillion. So their GDP nominal is much greater than Pakistan. And India is at the top with $3.25 trillion, and their GDP purchasing power parity is $11 trillion. So this $3.25 trillion makes India the most important country in South Asia when it comes to economy. So this is the economy with which every major power want to connect. So it's a $3 trillion economy, which is close to equal to the ASEAN's total economy, you can say. So India is growing at a rapid pace, and we'll discuss a separate lecture and discuss India on the another lecture as well in detail. But I'm just giving you a snapshot of India's economic growth. Then you got smaller economies like Maldives, very small economy, Nepal, and Pakistan, 292 billion. And Pakistan's purchasing power parity is 1.110 trillion. So 292 billion, if you compare it with Bangladesh, is a smaller economy. What is the reason behind? The reason is simple, that Pakistan has suffered a lot in especially after 9/11, and because of the war on terror, Pakistan's economy suffered. Because of the volatile situation in Afghanistan and problems with India, Pakistan has suffered a lot. Especially in the war against terror, Pakistan faced economic downfall. Especially in last 19 years, Pakistan lost more than $150 billion in the war against terror. So because of the chaotic situation, businessmen from Pakistan, they moved to Bangladesh, they moved to Malaysia, they moved to Singapore, they moved to Dubai because of the chaotic situation in Karachi, in Fatah, in other parts of Pakistan. So that was the risk factor. But now it is improving slowly and gradually. But because of the war on terror, Pakistan's economy suffered, and hopefully it will recover soon. On the other side, if you look at the religions of this South Asian region, so you look at that predominant country is India, and 80% of the people in India, they are Hindus. India got a population of about 970 million Hindus, and Muslims are only, I think, close to 200 million, and not more than that. Bangladesh is 90%